Last year in Thailand, I met a man who completely changed the way I thought about moving abroad. The crazy part is, he didn't teach me anything on purpose. He simply showed me exactly who I could become if I didn't get my life together. This conversation was a reflection of what could happen if you move abroad unprepared. Let me tell you about it. At this time, I had just sold everything I had in the United States, packed up, and moved to Pattaya, Thailand. I had no full-time job, a limited savings, pretty much everything from the house sale, making a couple $1,000s a month. My apartment cost about $300 a month, so I knew I can stay above water with whatever I was doing. So I thought I had enough to get by for however long this season was gonna be of me being unemployed. And during this travels, that's when I met another American in my same complex. One thing you'll notice if you move abroad, and sometimes if you just vacation, especially if you vacation somewhere far, far away like Asia, right, from the United States, what you'll notice is when you see another fellow American in the distance, especially if you are a Black American and then see another Black American.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It is you! I cannot believe it!
You gotta be there to understand that you just gotta say, what's up, head nod, eye contact. I'll be honest, when I first moved abroad, I hated it. I used to almost avoid it because I was so fed up with the United States that I didn't even want to see another American again, right? I wanted to just embrace a whole nother culture, whole nother language. I've been seeing Black people every day for the past 40 years. I'm done. You feel what I'm saying? I want to see something new. But eventually, as time goes on, you kind of get more comfortable and you join along with the circus, saying hello to all the Black American strangers for no reason. Now, when I moved into my apartment, there was a guy, I'm gonna call him Rick. There was a guy named Rick who I met, another Black American, about 60 years old or so. So he was an older Black guy, but he looked very youthful. Like you wouldn't know he was in his late 50s, early 60s if you seen him. Cool cat, happened to actually be from Atlanta, Georgia. Had been moving abroad, living in the Philippines before he moved here and wanted to give Thailand a try. And he was moving into the same complex that I was moving in as well. Now, as far as his occupation, it was really unknown. For the most part, he said that he was a painter, and I'm not talking about like Van Gogh or Basquiat. No, I'm talking about painting houses, interior and exterior, okay? It didn't seem like a job that you can retire from per se. Didn't seem like a job that had a pension or a 401k or some type of exit strategy. It didn't really sound like painting was his thing. It almost sounded like a side gig of some sort. So we started hanging out. We would smoke every so often. Bud is really cheap over there in Thailand. So you can literally smoke all day if that's what you want to do, to be for little of nothing. So that's pretty much what he did. And he didn't have a remote job. He was just here. Sound like he was in the military. And whenever I would ask him to, let's say, hey, let's hang out, like let's go somewhere else that entails spending money, like the club or maybe a walking street or some type of lounge or bar outside of our neighborhood, he would always decline, saying that he was waiting on some type of check to land, almost like a military retirement. I don't know what he was currently living off of, but he was waiting on this big check that was supposed to land and completely change his lifestyle in Thailand. So I thought nothing of it, but one afternoon we were smoking on my patio, chilling, just shooting the shit. Everything was cool. I forget what the conversation subject matter was about, but it suddenly took a weird turn. And I remember I went inside to go get some water. I think I asked him if he wanted something to drink. He said, nah. And as I was coming back outside, he was leaning over the balcony because I got like a little pool view. He was leaning over the balcony. He took a pull and he wasn't looking at me. And he said, Chris, I don't think I'm gonna make it. And at the time, it wasn't like we was talking about anything deep or reminiscing about any type of, deep, dark emotional moments from our past. He just randomly said that. And I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm not even switching to a, sentimental type of mood just as yet. So I'm like, I'm laughing. I'm like, but what you talking about? You ain't gonna make it. He said, man, I'm short. Mind you, I'm 6'3". He was somewhere like 5'8" or something like that. So I'm like, nigga, I know you short. I'm tall, you short, and pass the pass the bud, brother.
Puff, puff, give. Puff, puff, give. Fucking up the rotation. You can get killed with somebody else.
You know what I'm saying? I'm still not, thinking that he's serious until he turned around and looked at me, and I could see the water rising up in the well of his eyes. I could see him about to like tear up a little bit about this, and that's when I kind of shifted. I'm like, oh shit, let me go into therapist mode. I charge by the hour, but I'll go ahead and do this pro bono. So he's like, I'm short, I'm not gonna make rent. Now, mind you, if you remember from the intro of this video, my rent was about $200 to $300 a month. His would be about the same. So you got to think about it. We're coming from America to where my mortgage, it just by itself was almost $1,700. To then move abroad and take on $200 to $300 of housing should be a piece of cake. I should be able to pay for housing for like 4 Asians. You get what I'm saying? So for him to say he's short, and mind you guys, we just moved in. So he hasn't even gone through a full rent cycle as of yet, and he's already short as soon as he moved in. Now, obviously, you all know, y'all have heard somebody ask for money before. Some people ask for money straight out.
I'm in a bind, Nate.
Some other time.
And say, hey, Chris, I need $200. Can you spot me till Friday? Some people tell you a long sob story in hopes that you offer your assistance.
Me, I'm in Pattaya, Thailand, and I'm still broke, stranded in Thailand, man. I know it's not a funny thing, man, but...
Now, remember, I just got to Thailand maybe 2 weeks prior to that. We haven't even been knowing each other for that long. Who I look like giving a stranger a loan while I'm getting my stuff together? Now, some may say, well, Chris, you had the money. That's so cruel. This is supposed to be a friend of yours, or at least somebody you're building a friendly relationship with in a foreign country. Help a black brother out.
Hell no. Hey, fuck no.
No, you never want to start any type of relationship, whether that's romantically with a woman or just friendly with a male. You don't, especially with a male, you do not want to give a grown man any money that you have just met. I eventually dodged the whole $200 thing, and we kind of got off the conversation, and that was that. Later on, I end up running into another older guy who also knew Rick, right? And he pulled me to the side and told me that he told him the same story. Now, he actually gave him the $200. Long story short, fast forward, the guy ended up moving out of that place or getting kicked out. When I seen him prior to that, he was complaining about all the issues that was going on with the apartment, as if the apartment was the reason that he was getting kicked out, when he know goddamn well you are short on rent. So he end up, and what ends up happening, it's a mental thing that your mind ends up coping with the situation. Instead of finding a solution for your situation, your mind copes with it and somehow creates a story out of nowhere that living over here is better than living over there because of this, that, and the third XYZ. So he tried to make the story sound better, or the situation sound better, as if it was a positive. He was moving out of this nice complex, nice apartment. Now he was living in one of these little shanty places in the alleys of Beach Road, right? So paying like night to night, because he didn't know how much money he would have, I guess, as the days gone by. I couldn't really deal with somebody like that, so we end up kind of falling out of contact. I think I seen him again at some randomly out on Jomtien Beach, and I gave him a, head nod, seeing him. He's like, oh, where you been? Working, but the realization that I had throughout this whole ordeal wasn't just some random stranger asked me for $200. Remember, at this time, I'm 40 years old. This dude is 20 years my senior, technically could be my father. And I think that's what was the most shocking and jolting thing for me, is that, Chris, if you keep living this vacation life abroad, you could possibly go broke yourself, just like this individual, and be begging on the streets of Asia trying to live. Fast forward, I stayed in Thailand for another 4 to 5 months. And honestly, I went back to the States to get my life together, to get a full-time job, gather me some more clients, and just get a little bit more runway than just living off of savings and freelancing client work. Now, what I want to give to you is a few things that I believe that everybody should do or have before moving to any country. Visit before moving. Get an Airbnb, stay 7 to 10 days in a location that you've researched and you feel like fits your lifestyle, not fits your vacation, fits your everyday lifestyle. Research the neighborhoods. Go online, go on ChatGPT, hit me up if it's a place that I've lived before. Do your research on the neighborhoods, and I will echo this throughout this whole video. Do your research on the neighborhood that fits your lifestyle, not that looks good on Instagram. Now let's get to the money. Save up 6 to 8 months of your total new expenses that you will have living abroad. Make room for cushion as well, because there's always going to be trial and error when you're first moving to a foreign country, no matter how much research you've done before. Please, for the love of God, have a stable income, okay? I get it. You're a content creator, you're a YouTuber, you're a videographer, you're a video editor, you're a UGC, you're an actor, you're a singer, whatever the hell you are, brother or sister. Get your ass a job, okay? Make sure you have a stable income of some sort. Whatever it is, work around your means of income. Live within your means of income. Do not live outside that motherfucker at all. Stay inside your lane. It's fast out here. Get to the right lane, please. Niggas is trying to pass. In closing, Rick probably had no idea how much he changed my life, but it really put things into perspective and literally put a mirror right in front of me to where I could kind of see my future self. This could be me going broke in a foreign country and possibly cannot get back home to safety. If you like videos like this, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, like this video. It helps with the algorithm. I've also made a free Punta Cana starter guide. Link is in the description if you want to make Punta Cana your next destination. And I'll see you on the next one.